Okay, so I want to do a pick a deck today. We haven't done one of these in a while, so I just felt really called to do it today. And then earlier, I was trying to light this candle back up. The air conditioner took it out. It's really hot over here, and it just would not light. And the wick was longer, and it was like really, really dry and crispy. And it's cut off now because I figured maybe that was something with the problem. It just will not light. Like we're getting no spark, no flame, nothing. But I felt like this is how one of you might be feeling right now. I feel like you're feeling like your light is out. It's shattered. It's not just about love. It's about so many aspects in your life. And you're feeling like you're unsure if good things are ever going to happen to you. Because it's not just in your love life. It's like everything else as well. You feel so unsatisfied. And you're not feeling like you're feeling called like you used to manifest, to want things, to attract things. Like you're just feeling like you're not yourself. So I want you guys to pick between pile 1, 2, or 3. And then we will go ahead and go from there. Okay, for pile 1, I just want to do like a little bit of a tapping into the energies to kind of see if you feel intuitively you are in the right spot or not. So energies of whatever comes through should somehow make you feel something. We got hard worker that is coming through. And this one wants to pop out. We've got angel numbers, so you could be seeing a lot of angel numbers recently. I'll pull an angel number for you guys as well. Okay, and then we got work connected. Okay, so this might be a work-related connection. Somebody you work with, somebody you used to work with. I'm also intuitively feeling that one of you could be in another connection. Could be one or both. One of you or two of you could both be in previous or other connections when you've kind of connected with this person. I'm not seeing that so far, but I'm just intuitively feeling that. So let's go ahead and pull out some tarot now and see what's going on. All right, for pile number 1, I am getting some emotional maturity from your person. I do think that things have been a little bit confusing. Maybe things have been hidden, but I do feel like whatever uncertainty that they've had, it's like they are approaching it and they're starting to get more clarity on it. I do also feel like this is somebody that can be very deep with deep emotions. Like there is deep emotions here. There is energy here of them feeling all the feelings, but also at the same time, I think that there's a part of them that thinks more with logic than they do on what they're actually feeling. So there might be times where they're trying to kind of figure out if they can balance this situation, if they could be open and honest and kind of be clear about their communication. But what's confusing about it here is like they're realizing it now. They're starting to kind of like understand it a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I just think that they're very much in their head about sometimes of like why this might not work out and why this might be a difficult situation. Again, as I was originally saying, I do feel like there's a possibility that one or maybe two could be already tied to another dynamic and another connection, and this could be somebody that you work with or you have worked with, etc. But both of you are very much hard workers for when it comes to, I think, using that as your outlook. Like it's something that makes you feel fulfilled. Like I think that's where you put and bury all of your pain and whatever problems that you're going through. It's like work is your outlet. Sorry, not outlook, outlet. I also feel like this person could also at times have a hard time for when it comes to words, having a hard time when it comes to saying the best things. It's like they feel it all, but they think too much where it gets inside of their head. And that might be the point that is causing them to kind of like go into that pit of loneliness, if that makes any sense. Again, we do have healing that is coming through here in many different ways, and there is renewed hope. They're going through a little bit of an awakening, and maybe there's something that they want your forgiveness on. There is some important conversations that need to be. Excuse me. I'm very tongue-tied in this reading, and I don't know if you guys watch me regularly. If you do or don't, you know that like I'm a yapper. Like I just talk a lot, but I really do feel like I'm embodying their energy currently. But I just feel like past hurt needs to be healed, and there's some important conversations that needs to be discussed in order for these patterns to basically be released. Because right now I just feel like you guys are going through repetitive loops and repetitive cycles, like again and again, of like nothing really changing. Like there's no resolution here, if you get what I'm trying to say. I want to pull some oracle, and then I also want to pull some message cards from your person, and maybe some angel cards too, to kind of get your numbers, because we did get angel numbers that came up earlier. All right, first card: red flag, warning signs, take heed, risky situation. Okay, maybe the risky situation is because one or both of you could be in a third party dynamic. Let's see, dramatic, trying too hard, starter, good fortune. Okay, well, that's a little bit confusing. Let's get some clarifiers for each of these, please. Okay. Oh, okay, got it. I'm going to explain what I feel is the reason for the 30 money behind the red flag situation. Okay, so this is what I'm picking up on. I think that the person that they could be attached to, okay, because there is some type of third party connection here, all right? I think that there's something about the money situation that they are a little bit afraid of. Like they're afraid of, like, if they were to disconnect themselves fully from this connection, that it would cause them a lot of conflict and difficulties in their day-to-day life. And I think that when it comes to the person that they're involved with, like they might have threatened them with certain things before in the past. I do believe finances is one of them, most definitely. I do think that this person could have approached you initially for the physical connection, maybe the intimate connection, etc. There's definitely a very strong obsession, physical attraction here, etc. I do think that they have tried many times to appear with their mask and tried to make you feel like things are a little bit different. But when it comes down to their overall energy, it's like there is an energy here of love. We do got lucky break on the bottom, on the top, and new boo at the bottom, which I like. New love, learning each other, flirtation, and then we got good fortune, good things coming, turning point. I'm happy about that, but I'm just trying to figure out an overall when. It could be a little bit of a different outcome or situation for some of you out there, but I am feeling like right now, I just think that they don't necessarily feel like, sorry, again, I can't talk clear, and this is really not me. This is not me at all. I talk too much. I just legitimately don't shut up. But anyways, I feel like they have a hard time for when it comes to putting their actions into words. And I think that's because they really do try to lead with logic a little bit too much and not listen to their heart. Obviously, we need to listen to what practically makes sense, but it can't be done to an obsessive amount. And I think that they might do it to an obsessive amount where it is creating conflict into their day-to-day life, not just for when it comes to your love patterns or what's happening between you and the connection in the relationship, but also I just feel like it's happening like in general. Like instead of them taking action on what feels right, it's like they will convince themselves that this is not the best action to take, that this is the wrong decision to make, that this is going to create more chaos than it's going to create good, if that makes any sense. So for message cards from your person, we got, it makes me happy to see you driving, even though if it's without me. And I do feel like they may have told you something like you would be better off without me, and I don't know if I could do this anymore, and I'm wasting your time, and I'm not what you want me to be, and I'm sorry I can't be that. I'm grateful that you came into my life. I want to break this no contact. When I was reading this one, I felt like the chills on my body and my chest got really tight. I miss the way I feel when I'm around you. And watching you move on is killing me, but I want what's best for you. Yeah, guys. Sorry about that. The 10-minute timer came up. Anyways, as I was saying, watching you move on is killing me, but I want what's best for you. And I was saying that earlier. I feel like they truly do feel like they're holding you back, and they're incapable of giving you what you deserve, and that you do deserve more, and are kind of just weighing you down. So I feel like there's a huge part of them that does not want this. Like they do want to have a happy, healthy dynamic with you. Like they truly do want to give you their heart. And yeah, and as I said that, this literally just fell down, so we'll take that as a confirmation. They want to give you their heart, but they also just feel like maybe they're too broken to do so. And maybe that even if they didn't have this third party dynamic that they're in, because I do feel like this situation is really weighing them down very heavily, but they feel like even if they didn't, like they don't know if they're good enough in many ways. They really do feel very broken within. I want to get an angel message card, one for you and one for your person, to kind of see what energies both of you might be embodying right now, what energies you need to focus on right now for when it comes to your healing journey, to get any kind of growth or potential. And even if you're in no contact with them, when you're channeling energies with somebody you have a divine connection with, it will automatically mirror back to them. So for your card, we got 210. You are presented with the opportunity for a fresh start and new beginnings. Release regrets and embrace the present moment with openness and optimism. And then when it comes to their message card, we got stand in your power to embrace your true potential with confidence. So that could be a problem. Like I feel like your person has a confidence issue. And I think that the more that you embody this energy and practice this energy, it will mirror back to them, because that is something that they truly desperately need. It's like they don't have the courage, not just in the relationship, but in general. Like they have an issue for when it comes to having the courage and stepping up and actually doing what they want versus kind of doing what practically makes sense, if that makes any sense. But I do feel like there is hope here, there's potential here. I do feel like it's a little bit of a messy situation, and I'm sorry for that, but I do feel like in time it will clear up and things will improve. Anyways, I hope this helps you guys. I'm going to go ahead and cleanse the space and go into pile 2. All right, for pile number 2, I just kind of want to tap into your energy a little bit, just that way, again, you can see if you're in the right space or not. Got separation. Don't notice too many, but I got this earlier in pile number 1. We got hard worker, twin flame. I feel like they both wanted to come out, but it was typically too many. I usually just use 1 or 2. I mean, usually use 1 from each deck. Excuse me. Family. All right, so this could be somebody that you possibly have a family with, or maybe you wanted to start and plan a family with. You could feel like there are possibly a twin flame. Maybe you're the hard worker, maybe they're the hard worker, maybe both of you are. There's some type of separation right now. There's some type of disconnection between the both of you. I'm just feeling, before we pull some tarot, like I'm feeling energetically, like there could have been some words that have been mentioned on their end and yours that could be a little bit upsetting, and maybe some hurtful words in return that could have been on your part. Maybe they could have said something to upset you, and maybe you could have said something in return to really hurt them. So I just feel like right now they're heavily focusing on whatever words that was said between the both of you in the last, or one of the last conversations you've had. Okay, that one, just take that. All right, I'm going to try to adjust this so you guys could possibly see the cards, because I know a lot of you, of course, like to see the cards. Anyway, I think that for when it comes to this connection, it's like, I feel like there is a very strong love connection here. There's a lot of potential here, but I'm just getting a lot of uncertainty and emotional growth that needs to be dealt with, and a very, very strong stubbornness for when it comes to your person's end. It just feels to me like you're dealing with somebody that's like very emotionally guarded, very stubborn, very inconsistent. It's like they have qualities and potentials of being a leader, but at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know, it just feels like they're not really showing the best for when it comes to responsibility, if that makes any sense. It's like they have good potential in them. They do have this energy that I feel like they were born with, and they embody somebody that can be a leader, but as of lately, it just kind of feels like somebody that hasn't really been taking a lot of responsibility. And if you do have a family dynamic with them, I can completely understand that, because you might feel like you're the one that's managing everything on your end. Even if you don't have any blessings of children or not, it doesn't matter. It just kind of feels like you're the person that seems to be putting in all the work. Like you're putting in the conversations, you're putting in the stability, you're putting in trying to figure out where your lives are going to go next, what type of life you're going to even build, if that makes any sense. I do feel like there is a very strong urge here that you need to lead right now with compassion if you want this to work out. Like if you want the reconciliation, it's like, I feel like you need to lead right now with compassion and confidence versus it being like, how can I express this? What's the best words I could possibly use without it feeling like it's such a force? Like, I don't know how to explain that correctly. What I'm trying to say is like, you could be strong, remain your boundaries and keep it that way, but compassion is very necessary. And I don't blame you, because maybe you really do feel like your light is getting dimmed out and you're really tired of making excuses for this person. Like you're so tired and you're beyond words of when it comes to kind of like just letting things go. And I don't blame you for that. But at the end of the day, I just feel like you need to speak your truth, but in a more compassionate way, and maybe be careful for the words that you choose to let out, if that makes any sense. I do feel like there's very in-depth emotion between the both of you. It just, at the end of the day, I feel like your person also can be equally stubborn, and that might be a hard part, because it kind of feels like both of you are not really getting into like a resolution here, because you might be feeling like you're tired of their crap, and they might be feeling like they're having a hard time for when it comes to budging, and that's just not fair, because they do need to step up. They need to take more responsibility. I will definitely say that I feel like you're probably feeling like you're in a burnout with them, but I feel like that's because their energy feels like very burnt out. Like, I don't know why, but I'm just feeling like in the past 6 months, maybe even up to 9 months, they've been really just crashing out energetically. Like they feel like they don't have the drive that they've once did. And maybe there was times in the past where you still always felt like you were doing majority in a connection, which I think is completely unfair to you. But I think that it just got worse, if that makes any sense. There is a chance that they could feel like some emotional neglection, not from you, but in general. Like I'm just seeing a lot of depression, and I think that they choose to kind of like try to numb themselves out in ways. And maybe the emotional neglection could have happened when they were a child, and that's not an excuse now. You're so many years later and you're not doing anything to cause this. But I think that they just feel like instead of facing what they should be feeling and their emotions, it's like they numb themselves in many ways. And that's where they can possibly feel like their drive is leaving. So like they're trying to cope with whatever depression or anxiety that they may possibly have. But as a result to that, they're just becoming uncommunicative at all. Does that make any sense? Like, I hope that helps you guys to understand that. Okay, I probably can't show that because I will be banned, but I will try to explain it in my best availability. Okay. I don't agree with this one right now. I think that this is the potential of where it can go, to be completely honest with you, but I don't agree with necessarily that that's happening right now. I think that you might be feeling like this is somebody that was your ride or die at some point in time, and right now you're kind of feeling like everything is just crashing apart. I think that you still see the best in them, regardless of what you may have told each other, regardless of what you both may have went through at some point in your life. But I think at the end of the day, I think that you're just really confused, because even though you see that there is hope for a future and you can sense it, I think that both of you are kind of like stubborn in your own ways. And I don't mean no offense to that, because again, I do think that this person has pushed you to certain degrees to get that way. But I do feel like some of the words you may have said, like I said, you need to embody a little bit more of a nurturing and compassion way about how you're going to be choosing to speak if you want to work this out. If you don't, that's completely fine. You could say whatever you want. But if you want this to work, I really think that, I know you have spoken with grace before in the past, but you need to speak with grace again. I think that there's been enough pressure on them for them to kind of get the picture now, and for them to understand, okay, this is where I screwed up. This is where I went wrong. This is where I may have been emotionally neglective to my partner as well, because I was going through my own hurt from my own past and kind of numbing myself out. And that's kind of like from when they were maybe neglected at some points in their life that they never truly healed from and did the inner work. But as a result, it's like neglecting you, if that makes any sense. I do feel like both of you feel like you are irreplaceable to each other. I don't think that either of you feels like you want to go out and start a new life with somebody and kind of just, be free from this. I think that both of you do feel like you want to work this out. You want things to get better. But at the end of the day, they're being stubborn because of the words you have said, and you're being stubborn because I don't blame you because you've been through too much. But again, just lead now with compassion. You can have your boundaries. You can say there are wrongs, there are mistakes. You can bring up the uncomfort that you feel from this, but I just don't want you guys to go out and say the harshest words to get your message heard. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, maybe you feel like you had no choice because you've tried so many times, but this time I feel like you will be able to actually make improvements with both of each other because you are going through some type of emotional growth period. But I do feel like it just needs to be a little bit done with a little bit more of kindness, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I wanted to get some message cards from them. We got, I feel empty without you. I agree with that, but at the end of the day, they should have understood this before. Like when you don't know what you have until it's gone. Like, you get what I mean? It's like the more you're separating and disconnecting yourself, the more they're feeling like, oh my God, how did it get here? But obviously they need to realize, well, when I was here and I was trying to work things out every day, you were also in your own world, so you need to understand that. I'm trying to become the best version of myself for you. I could definitely see this, and I really do believe this with all my heart. Even though you are not with me, my love for you grows every day. And then we got, you are everything I want and need. I really do feel that, guys. I'm not just trying to give you guys a confidence boost here and tell you everything's going to be okay, but I gotta say this. I really do feel like whatever the two of you are going through is going to come to a resolution, and I feel like it's going to happen fast. Now, with the collective one, I felt like I'm not really sure how long it's going to take. With this one, you actually have the power and capability in your hands to make it go quicker versus it being this whole kind of crazy scenario. And again, I think that comes down to you acting with words of compassion, of making your boundaries clear and firm, but also acting with words of compassion. By the way, in case the video stops, TikTok has 10-minute timers. I will just continue and it'll be paused for a second. But anyways, I want to get an angel message card for you and your person. That's too many. This is your angel message card. So yours is going to be 747. We'll read that in a second. Let's pull one for your person. Goodness gracious. I keep trying to get 2 only, but 3 are coming out, and it happened again. So I said earlier, if it happens again, it's meant to happen. Okay, so maybe this is the energy between the both of you, and this is maybe. All right, so for your energy, we got 747. Trust your intuition and make practical decisions that align with your higher purpose. Your guardian angels are acknowledging your efforts. Now, for your person, we got 909. Things are moving and you need to make a decision. Act with confidence and take risk. I believe that because they need to put their heart on the table. They need to allow themselves to be a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, even if they are guarded as a person, just so that way they can be open and honest and clear about their feelings, their emotions, what they're going through, if they're having a good day, if they're having a bad day. Because I feel like even if you have problems outside of the relationship, I feel like if they're going through any type of difficulty, they will just shut down. They will not pull you into their world. Instead of pulling you into the world, they'll just push you away because they are so guarded as a person, and they will become emotionally numb. And then the energy between the both of you is work hard and stay disciplined to unlock a happy life, wealth, and success. Your guardian angels are here to help you. So I do think that your intuition will be leading you into the right direction, but the only thing I'm going to add is obviously words of kindness. You can have clear boundaries, just be kind. I'm sorry if I said that 100 times in this reading, 100 times, sorry. I just feel like it was very necessary. I think that they need to embody the energy of confidence in order for them to allow themselves to be uncomfortable, even if it's being uncomfortable, just so they can allow themselves to be vulnerable again with you. And the energy between the both of you is work hard, stay disciplined to unlock a happy life, wealth, and success. Your guardian angels are here to help. All right, guys, well, I hope this helped you. God bless you. I'm going to go on to pile 3 now after I cleanse the energy here. All right, for pile number 3, I just want to go ahead and tap into some energy again, just to make sure you are in the right place, so that way we can know if something is ringing for you. We got sleepless nights. You could feel like you've been having difficulty sleeping recently. We got past love. That's too many. But yes, this is showing up mask. Maybe someone can... You feel like somebody's masking their emotions or their identity a lot with you, and these just flew on my lap. We got love triangle and opposites attract. Okay, let's see. So this could definitely be, unfortunately, a third party dynamic. I think we had a little bit of a we had a third party situation in pile number 1, by the way. I don't know why I said that. I usually don't call that out. Maybe you have some messages in pile 1, but if you chose pile 3 and this is connecting so far, then this is for you. Let me go ahead and get some tarot and see what's going on. All right, again, I'm gonna go ahead and try to show you guys the cards before we go on. I need to probably get a new tripod because this is not standing very still. Anyways, I feel like this is somebody that you have known for a while. This is more than likely an ex. I do feel like that energy is coming in very strong with tarot, and then we got this that came through earlier. This is somebody that you have a lot of nostalgia with, and a lot of unfinished business is what I'm picking up for when it comes to this connection. But I do feel like this person, for some of you, this person may have chose somebody else over this connection, as painful as that is to hear. Maybe some of you already know about that. And you might be asking yourself, why are you even concerning yourself with their energy based on whatever they may have done to hurt you in this significant way? For some of you, there could have been a separation period that the two of you have went through. As I'm saying that, my ear is ringing. And I feel like they may have connected with somebody from their past or connected with somebody new quickly after. But there definitely is some type of energy of feeling like they're still holding on to the heaviness that they might be... Sorry about that. My battery percentage came up and it went on pause. As I was saying, is they might be holding on to the heaviness of whatever burden that they're kind of currently faced with. And I think a lot of them kind of are, I hate to say this, but with like the Hermit in reverse, it's like, it's somebody that is avoiding like their honest self-reflection. There is a lot of loneliness here for sure. They want a deep connection. Like, despite them wanting a deep connection, there's like a heaviness where they are avoiding their own self-reflection. And I feel like it's somebody that would constantly like withdraw emotionally, and that could be something that they're constantly dealing with in their relationship now. Like whoever that they might be involved with, it's like I do feel like there's something about feeling like there's a burden in this connection, but I also do feel like they might do the same things to them that they may have done with you, if that makes any sense. But I just feel like it's somebody that has lack of accountability, poor communication, not putting enough effort into repairing the relationship, and like basically repeating the same unhealthy patterns that the two of you maybe once had. Like, my point is, whatever have drove the two of you away, right? If you were faced with this connection in the present, it would just happen again. There would be like no current resolution. It would be like the same problem. And currently right now, it's like they do want you back, but there's like this huge fear of like making this decision, and there's hesitation around it. And it's almost like they're ignoring whatever emotional wake-up call that has been presented to them with, or whatever wake-up call that the universe has tried to show them and bring to them in their face and give them some type of realization. It's like they're ignoring it. And I just don't feel like they're putting in enough energy or strength to kind of like make things work. So I'm not going to rule out this connection permanently, but I'm going to say that if it were to connect with any type of reconciliation, I wouldn't see it happening anytime soon, to be completely honest with you, because it just, to me, it just feels like as much as they may want it, it's like they are not putting in the energy to make any type of improvements for things to get better. I would see, like, if there was a possibility that maybe if you were to do something or they were to do something, maybe there could be a resolution, or you would have some talks about certain subjects, or if I felt like you needed to put up a boundary, or I really don't feel like that is anything of the case. I do believe that, again, there is a lot of nostalgia here, but I just feel at the end of the day that even if both of you want it, I'm not feeling them doing enough work to get there. It's like there is the energy of wanting reconciliation, having the nostalgia, thinking and reminiscing of the past, but I just feel like we have the same issues that are still remaining. And I'm sorry for talking in, cycles and going through the same crap again and again. I wanted to make sure that I could possibly uncover that to you clearly, so we can be sure that you're understanding the message, because I feel the pain that you're in. I feel the burden that you're in. I feel what really sucks about this is both people desperately want to come back into one. Both people feel like a part of them is missing in the separation. Both people feel like you would be home if you were to work things out. But I don't think that's anything that you could do to change that differently. It's just, I feel like they are really, really stubborn, and they might feel like you're everything they want and need, but when it comes to action, I don't see it coming through. They do miss you. We got that. And that's funny because Six of Cups is kind of like the only positive card here throughout this spread, sorry. And then we got it when I felt like they were reminiscing and, thinking about the past and nostalgia and all that. It came through. Let's see. They are just a distraction. Yeah, I do feel the third party. They could feel like that, but there's a burden behind it too. They don't know how to release it. They feel trapped in many, many, many ways. And then we got the flashbacks I have about us are intense. Yeah. See, that's the problem. I don't want them to come forward, regardless if they love you or not. I don't want them to come forward just because they're feeling nostalgic and they miss you. I want them to come forward for them to have the realization of like, hey, this is my person and I want nothing more but to be with my person, and I will do whatever I need to do and do whatever it takes to be with my person, especially if they have created a burden in the past and hurt you in the way that they did and chose somebody over you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them to come forward just because there's nostalgia and they're missing you, because I don't feel like that is enough. I look for you in everywhere. I believe that. And also I feel like after the two of you have disconnected, it's like they keep trying to find you in other people, which really sucks. You got to find the OG version, not, copycats. I'm sorry, words hurt. I look for you in everywhere. Want to get one more? I'm paying the price for leaving you behind. Okay. My friends, I'm going to get you an angel message, and then we're going to close off on this one. I'm sorry if this is not what you want to hear, what you are expecting to hear. It was weird. I really felt like very optimistic energy for this collective before I started it. Like, I just felt like this was going to be a good energy, but it doesn't seem like it is. It doesn't mean that the both of you may not feel the same way about each other, have the love that you have. There's an unconditional love there. But when it comes to taking action, I just don't see that being the case. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I don't want to take 3. I only want 2. Unless they come out again, then I will say that 3 is the number that we need to accept. Okay. Okay, for you, your angel message is simplify your life and focus on what truly matters. Declutter your mind and surrounding for greater clarity and effectiveness. Guys, if you've been feeling this person's energy come in really strong and it's just affecting you in your daily routine, is starting to make you feel like you're crashing and burning out, you need to let it go and release it right now. If it's meant, it will come back to you. Sometimes also releasing our divine counterparts, not in every case, but certain cases, when we release the energy, they might feel that energy, and that might give them the wake up call that the universe has been trying to give them, is because they feel your energy has shut the door. Even if you haven't spoken to them in a while, months, years, whatever, as soon as they feel that you turn that energy around and you're making yourself, your self-reflection, your self-focus, they might feel that, and they might do something to try to pop back in. But I just hope that they pop back in with having everything figured out together, because I just feel like, again, as if right now, if they don't do any type of change or work, you're going to face the same battles that you have before in the past. For their message, it is 2, 3, 4. You are experiencing growth and expansion in all areas of your life. You are on the right path and moving towards greater fulfillment and success. I think that this is what they can get to. I hate to say this, but I don't feel like 100% this is really what's going on right now. I think that the universe is trying to bring them this. It's trying to show them, like, hello, wake up. These are the areas that you need to start focusing on, not just love, but other areas in general. And they might have a little bit of a hard-headed energy where they're not doing it. But I feel in time there is an energy where they can practice it, but it needs healing and it needs time. And in all honesty, I would definitely encourage you guys to really put this energy out of the arena right now. If you do want reconciliation with this person, if you do want renewal, you need to defocus on the situation. I don't even know if that's a word, but you need to make them no longer your priority, no longer your focus, and no longer your drive. You need to focus only on yourself. And I know you've done that before in the past, and then energetically they've come back in. I can feel that. But at the end of the day, I think that it's necessary, absolutely, right now in divine timing for today's time, in order to help get them back to this blossoming wake-up call. All right, my friends, God bless you. Wish you all the best, and I hope you have the most beautiful, bright, and abundant day. Bye.